Everything is going our way, but I know there's gonna come a day when you're gonna meet somebody new. You tell you that his love is true, but you remember I'm your man when he's holding your hand, and I love you so, and I gotta know if his words are sweet and tender, will your heart surrender? If you spoil this sense of taste, if it's so, take my place. I'm not turning our love to a test. I just won't have to do what's best. Either you will or you won't. Say you do or you don't. 'Cause I love you so, and I gotta know how. One more thing, when I'm old and gray, will you love me the same way? Right now. When the chips are down, will you still be around? Right now. No need in carrying on. If our love will soon be gone, will you turn and go knowing I need you so? Tell me the truth, 'cause I gotta know how. I gotta know now, right now, right now, right now. I gotta know now. Whoa, I gotta feel it, baby. I gotta know now, right now, right now, right now. I gotta know now. There she is, the girl of my dream. Baby, I'm glad you made me the one. Baby, I'm glad you made me so strong. Long time, we know have no nice time. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that? Let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Baby, baby. There she is, nature's gift to me. Baby, I'm glad you made me the one. Baby, I'm glad you made me so strong. Long time, we know how no nice time. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that? Long time, we don't have no nice time. Come on, baby. What you gonna do about that? What you gonna do about that? Come on, honey.
so long, since I kissed you good night. You went around and then you put me down. How could you be so cruel after I was so good to you? Been so long, since I held you tight. Been so long, since I kissed you good night. You went around and then you put me down. How could you be so cruel after I was so good to you? Been so long, since I held you tight. Been so long, since I kissed you good night. Been so long, been so long, been so long, been so long, so long.
Greetings. Things in Time Cultural Expression with there with you rolling one. Yeah, Friday. Listen. Mighty Harry Moody. So we bring you a different show from last night. We are going on the journey where it's all about cultural expression. I noticed today on the Facebook channel that there are many sessions, and I mean many. Wow. So I don't want to join the group because the medium as it is full of systems. It's controlled by a whole heap of musical genre. Music, predominantly entertainment. The thing is floodgated with entertainment. And it's spectacular. And a ranchy things. There's a lot of things, a lot of entertainment from all across England. And the talk shows is coming from America. You know? And I wonder what has happened with their time. But the platforms them, spectacular. The artwork, the presentation, everything up there, full. But we have some problems. Watch it. Listen.
Mama, da, 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 da.
Time is what? 40 minutes past 6. Now tell you, man. Listen. Things in Time, culture expression. Where express yourself. Listen.
Mama alone. From the day mama gets up and talk, says she pregnant. Papa run left the home. Poor mama holding it together in this battle alone. Sometimes it gets too much to bear, cause daddy's not around. God table stir and the mama not there. Though we don't do this a lot, it's important to mention the fathers who care. Poor daddy working like a nanny with nobody to help. When mama wasn't there for the baby, you work it by yourself. God bless that single father who played mother for his child, who gave his heart and soul with love in such a caring style. He's always there to work things out. He stood the test of time. I pray that God will forever bless your very soul. Our children are the future. We should nurture them with pride. They need to have their mommies and their daddies all the time to show them love and care and tuck them in and say goodnight and teach them how to make it within the scheme of life. God bless the mom and dad who stayed together with the child, who took responsibility and never stepped aside, who stood up as a family and grow with love and pride. I pray that God will forever bless you till you're old. We've got to take good care of our children. Mommy and daddy, hey, hey. We've got to show them love and care. Remember that tomorrow truly belongs to them. Hey, hey. Mama, my, mama, my. Da da da, da 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 da. Single parents all over the world.
Yes. The reason I play that and say what me says is because I thought I was living in London and we have some serious problem. And I mean, it's so serious. And I look on Facebook, come like, it's a different place we live. And the news that we are getting is propaganda. So, we still want the pastor to become shepherd, but why may I tell you? We're very dismissive. Very.
Why you gotta rock with this pillar? Cause this pillar is a winner, y'all. You got to rock with this pillar, y'all. You rock the shock with this pillar, y'all.
Send me the pillow that you dream on. Don't you know that I still care for you?
This a pillar, the winner, this a pillar, make you rock, this a pillar, make you shaka, y'all. This a pillar, the right pillar, yeah. Till you this a pillar, make you know all things. Till you this a pillar, make you go on with things.
Night while I'm sleeping, oh so lonely.
Not to dub it in a big man bed. Till you not to dub it in a soul boy bed. Till you not to dread down partial, yeah. Till you not to dub it uptown, yeah. Till you that to dub it in a Beverly Hills. Till you that it dub it in a big man bed. Till you not it dub it in a big man
the
bed.
pillow that you dream on. So darling, I can dream morning.
Till you not it down partial. Till you say not it at the marshal. Till you say not it dub it in a big man bed. Till you not the dread that the winner till your girl. Not the dread that the winner, y'all. And the ball that's in and the rum and them a mama. Not the table in a big man bed. Not the dub it in a...
It takes so long for you to write me, but just a memory that is left of you.
Not the dread of the winner and the ball of the sinner.
That you dream on.
Not the dread of the winner and the ball of the sinner and the rum of them a bummer. Not the dread down partial, yeah. Till you not the dread down partial, yeah. Till you not the dub it in a big man bed. Till you not the dub it in a rich man bed. Till you not the dub it in a soul boy bed. Till you not the dub it all around, yeah. Not the dub it little beef in a yanty. Not the dub it little beef in a yanty, yeah.
So darling,
Not the dread down partial, yeah. Till you not the dread.
Man, you got to know yourself. The battle getting hotter and hotter. Man, you got to know yourself. Know yourself, black man. Know yourself right now. Now is the time, black man, that we must all live as one. When your false prophecy, can't you see reality now? You and your false prophecy now. Can't you see reality?
It's freedom for the human race. That's what the world needs today.
La da da da, la da da da. Whoa. When your false prophecy, can't you see reality now? When your false prophecy now, can't you see reality? Know yourself, black man. Know yourself right now. Now is the time, black man, that we must all live as one. That we must all live as one. Know yourself, black man. Know yourself right now. Know
Yes.
yourself.
Yesterday, me say the Morals. So, at that me wanted to play, you know. So, here what now. Yeah.
Don't let
hour is 6:30 and we have some money. The reason we have some money is because what I see is supposed to be so popular on the Facebook page from England and from our people. The priority, serious thing, the priority is this.
Money, 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 money is the root of all evil. Money, 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 people is the root of all evil. You work for a man and you get no pay. Brother, don't do nothing.
And you need to have money to do things, to survive in a democracy, anywhere for that matter. But what I saw showed me that is the priority. It is the priority. So when the Quran speaks and the Hadith speaks of mankind that lost them way and them spend them life in only plain amusement, is a reality. Not that I didn't see that or know that or accept that. It's just that that is how we are positioned. And we not get hope anytime soon. Because we must change our conditions. We must change our circumstances so our conditions can be changed. You understand? We have to change our lifestyle. We have to change and understand for our culture. But a people who understand ourselves to be the children of the slave, have a problem, because the problem is mental and it's psychological. It's a lot of damage. Bearing that in mind, we also are able to act and react. And we are also able to rational. Right? And our perception of our condition and circumstances is only when it touches us. It's only when it's within our circumference. It's only when it's my friend. It's only when it's my family. Until such time, nah. Our problem is serious. Serious, serious. I come like a preacher, but it's serious. We need to really examine it. Individually examine our plight. I tell you.
Money, 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 money is the root of all evil. Money, 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 people is the root of all evil. You work for a man and you get no pay. Brother, don't do nothing wrong.
We can't live without it. We got to buy food to eat. It's good and it's bad. Yet we can't live without it. Money, money, money.
Life teaches us to make good use of time, while time teaches us the value of life. We need guidance. After Marcus Garvey and others before him came to rescue the soul and the minds of us from the colonial powers and the plantation control and the servitude control. And then we come all the way up to Booker T and Elijah Muhammad, Kwame Ture, Martin Luther, and Al-Haji Malik al-Shabazz. Wow. We're not moving. We are stuck. Maybe some of the pastor them that want to come out of the theological circle find it difficult also, because it feeds him and his family, and him see the journey to rescuing us is long, and him say no, I might as well stay with me there and enjoy the seasons. It could be that is what hold back many of them. Because if him give a ceremony and then when him go on him travels and him see how we express ourselves and how we do what we do. As a soul, he must feel disappointed and somewhat hurt. But since I have nobody else to reason with, and then perhaps him wife or him family just tell him, say, listen, God has saved you and us. Keep doing what you're doing and let God deal with the rest. I can hear that, I've heard it before anyway. I'm just repeating what I've heard. That's how I felt when I watched the things. And like I said, it's nothing despicable. It's just that we're 100% entertainment and great presentation and everything. There's no flaws in the thing. Great art, great techniques. Yeah, the skill that people have in using the technology. Yeah. But where we going? There was not one page that remind anyone that we're having some serious problems with their children on the street and we need to buck up and fly right, or some condolences to the families, there Harsden and Willesden and Shepherd's Bush, around Notting Hill Gate, and even Brixton and Walthamstow. Hey, listen, I don't know, man. It's painful, trust me. Yeah, now 6:41. We want to play this, I have to play this. I have to just divert and play this thing here, 'cause it's important. I have to play it. I have to. So listen, 6:41, Things in Time, Cultural Expression. we are going into the heart, man. We have to do. I have to. So listen. Some people vex, but
You know, last night, me and my cousin was talking all night about this stabbing business because my cousin told me my son got stabbed. Yeah, that's right. My cousin told me my son got stabbed last week. I didn't even know, you know. And that's shame, really, that I don't even know my own son's got stabbed and it's happened a week ago. And really, that's the crux of the matter, is that I don't even know my own boy. My own boy is like 16, 17, like 16. And he's basically grown up without me. And that's because his mother, yeah. That's because his mother. Because she loved argue so much, yeah, I just couldn't handle it no more, and I left when he was about 2. Couldn't handle it no more, and we just had too much isms and schisms, and I just left. But I never meant to leave for the rest of his life. I just meant to leave for a little while, and I was gonna go back. But true say, I did meet another girl, and I ended up getting the next picnic. And then the thing is that I ended up leaving her too. And my cousin, he just said to me, man, we're just being honest with each other, and he showed me that I'm just got this illness that we seem to have, a lot of us black men. He call it a cultural shame, a casual attitude towards sex is what he's saying. Yeah, like my cousin, like, he likes reading books and things like that, and he's just different to me. We're like opposites. And he grew up in a family with a mum and dad, and all his friends grew up the same way, and all his friends have gone far. 3 of them are lawyers, 1 is engineer, 1 is economist or economics person, you know. And they all got house, all married, got children, all got 1 wife. The only children they got is from that 1 woman. And they just grew up with a different kind of mindset to me and my friends, because none of my friends had dads, including me, none of them. Or if they did, it was like a dad they saw now and again. But none of them had a dad they saw every day, like my cousin did, or his friends. None of them had a dad to encourage them. My uncle used to encourage me and my cousin. He used to ask us what we want to do when we leave school, what apprenticeship we want to do, what we're going to do when we start saving up to buy a house, learn a trade. This was my uncle. All these kind of things he used to talk to us all the time. I didn't listen. One time I said to my mama, I don't want to work. What do I want to work for? Work is for... What? You know, I want to work. And I remember arguing about working and saying I don't need to work. There's other things I can do to make money that I don't need to work. And sometimes I make some good money. I won't lie. The things I did, I did make some money, some good money, but the money don't last. You get a lot of money at one time and then it go. Easy money is dangerous money. Easy money get you killed. I've seen it. Some of my friends are in cemeteries now. Some of them in prisons now because of easy money. Easy money ain't good money. The money you gotta work for is the good money. And you know what? My cousin got a house now. And all his friends have got houses. I got a car. I got a nice crisp BMW, and that's it. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else to show. Nothing. I got a nice watch. Real. This ain't no fake business. Proper watch this, you know. That's it. That is it. I got 6 children. I don't know none of them. I don't know none of my own children. I don't even remember all their names. Man, you think I'm bossy here? This ain't no boast. This is shame talking. I did reason hard with my cousin last night, and it's a shame talking, because I am in a trap. I fall into the trap. Yeah? This casual sex trap that our culture seems to live by. The amount of time I've been christening and partying, I see our women coming with their picnic, and no man to be seen. No man. I only know two of my girl cousins who have got husbands. All the rest of them, got children, but no man. I never seen them come to any party with a man, but I always seen them come with children. What's that all about? It's about man like me. If I'm being honest here now. It's about man like me who ain't being there for their children. Just breeding up women left, right and centre and then going about our business. And now look what's happening. Our children on the street killing up each other every day. Someone's getting stabbed every day. Yes, violence was there when I was younger, but it wasn't like this. It wasn't murder every single day. A man might get wet up, might get a slash across his chin or something like that, but not stabbed to death every day. And these boys are angry. I know they're angry because I was one of them, because I was angry because I didn't have a dad. Because my dad, and you know what, I ain't gonna swear because I'm putting this out there, I want people to see this, but my dad up, you know. I used to dream about seeing my dad. I used to lie in my bed dreaming about it. Him coming to take me to play football. He promised, your dad promised he'd come, but he ain't gonna turn up. No, I used to say to my mum, be quiet, man. Of course my dad will turn up, and I'd wait for him, and I'd wait for him, and I'd wait for him, and you know something, he never turn up. But I'll give him another chance. And for years I give my dad another chance. And one day he did turn up, and he took me to McDonald's. And we talk, and then I didn't see him again. And then the next time I saw him, I was like 15, and you know what? I just looked at him, and he looked at me, and he kind of questioned if I was his son. He said, you know something? I was never actually sure if you're my picnic. Man, when he said that to me, I had to go outside. Because I wanted to kill him right there and then. But I had to go outside, and I cried. I won't lie to you, I cried. And from that moment on, you could not control me. I didn't care about nobody. I was out on the street after that. I was mugging people. I was selling this, that. I was beating man down. Because I didn't care anymore. I had nobody. My mom couldn't control me no more. I was growing too big for her. Too mouthy. She couldn't control me. She tried. My mom tried hard to raise us properly. But after that, when my dad said that to me, that was it. I was gone. In here, you know? I was gone. I didn't care who I hurt. I didn't care who I beat up. I didn't care who I pulled knife on. I never stabbed no one, but I showed them the things. And you know what's happening now? My son's gone the same way as I did. My son don't like me. He never seen me since he was like 3-4 years old. I'm sure he don't like me. Sure of it. His mom can't control him no more. When you get to a certain point, he's on the street now. It's the man on the street is teaching him things. Whereas my cousin, his dad was teaching him about apprenticeship and scholarship and all this ship and that ship. Nah, no one there's teaching that. They're teaching my son, probably men out there teaching him drug ship and mug ship. That's the only ship him learning. And it's my fault. And it's other men like me. All my friends, I got 5 friends. I'll compare with my cousin's 5 friends. 5 friends, you know how much picnic we got? One of them got 8. Another one of them got 8. One of them got 5. One got 3. What's that? 8 and 8, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 3, 22, 23, 24. I got 4. 25, 26, 27. What's that? That's 4 of us. 27, 32 children. 5 of my friends. We got 32 children between us. And none of my friends is always with their children. None of them. None of them. I don't see none of them with them children all the time. You go party, you meet a girl, you breed her up. You go party, you meet a girl, you breed her up. You go party, you meet a girl, you breed her up. You go party, you meet a man, he breed you up. What kind? How's that? What kind of culture? You know what my cousin showed me? He showed me this is slavery's business, and I said, man, don't chat to me about slavery business, but it is. When he break it down, you see it. On this plantation, the master used to move the men around between the women, to breed them up, so the woman could raise the children alone, and they break the man, in front of the woman, in front of her children, so she can learn not to disobey the master. And then the strongest man they put with women so they can have good slaves. They treated us like we was animals on a farm. My cousin showed me this, and you know what? We're still doing it. Psychologically, we're still doing that shit. Even today, it's still going on. You see Chinese man do that? Indian man? You think Indian man go to a dance and meet some girl and then get her pregnant? Or a Chinese man go dance, meet some girl, get her pregnant? No. Their families all come together and they meet a girl and they get married and the families join together and they raise the children in a family. Listen to me talking. I know, this is like, we're a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. My eyes are just opened. My eyes are open to it. My cousin opened my eyes. When someone is lying in their deathbed, your own flesh and blood, you kind of start thinking about things about your own life and how you've run your life and how what you've done in your life has affected the life of your children and how what I've done in my life, the negativity of my life, the negativity of my friends, the negativity of what I do has affected my son in a negative way, and the positivity of my uncle and the positivity of what he does and the positivity of what my uncle told his son has affected him in a positive way. And all my cousins' friends who are lawyers and engineers and economists, their fathers, their mothers, their families have affected them in a positive way because they spoke to them positively and they stayed family. Us with Indians, we got this thing about having children. How many of us have got dads and mums who got children still in the West Indies from different men and different women? How many of us? And it's because it comes from the slavery. That's what my cousin showed me. It comes from the slavery, and even though we ain't slaves no more, in here, all this bullshit about lightening skin, straightening hair, heating ourselves, fighting ourselves, killing ourselves. When my parents came in, they didn't kill themselves. They had to stick together because the white people, the racism, they would beat them up. So they stuck together. But the racism has kind of gone away like how it was, the skinheads and all that business. So now what's happened? We're turning on ourselves. Poverty as well. Poverty is a hard thing, but you can get out of poverty. You can get out of poverty with the right mentality. Yeah, I sound like I'm some kind of teacher, but I'm not. My eyes are opened. My son is lying there stabbed. And when that happens, you have to start thinking about your life. And you start looking at your life. And I start looking deeply at us, at our culture. And our culture is up. When you constantly got women with children and no fathers, our culture is up. Effed up. People like me who ain't seen their son for like 10, 12 years. What kind of bull is that, man? So when I finish this, I'm going to the hospital. I don't care what his mother says, I'm going to go see my son. And I'm going to be a father. For the first time in my life, I'm going to be responsible for my children. Not just him, all the rest of them. I'm not just saying this. I don't want any more of them in hospital. He survived. Thank God he survived and he's alive. I didn't even know I care for my own boy, but I do. I care for my own boy. Thank God he's alive. And I don't want my daughters repeating their mother's mistakes and getting pregnant. Getting pregnant from some one night stand, 2 night stand. I don't want that for them either. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to go see my son. I don't care what his mother says. I'm going to go see my son. And I'm going to tell him I love him. Because I do. I don't want him to be like me. I want him to have a chance. And maybe this is the eye-opener for me. To stop the stupidness. To stop. When my cousin used to tell me about why am I building spliff in front of my children, I tell him to shut up. Don't be stupid. Building spliff in front of 2-year-old. My uncle never built no spliff in front of me. I don't even know if my uncle smokes. My uncle never showed me negativity. He only ever spoke and showed me positive things. And the only thing I and my friends have ever shown our children is negativity. Bill and Spliff talking about glorifying being a thief, comparing notes with your children about who you rob, who you meet in prison. What kind of is that, man? What kind of reason is that? It's bull. No more. We gotta stop this, man. We gotta grow up. All of us, grow up. Stop hating each other. Come together. Be a family. Raise the children. I'm going to hospital. I'm going to see my boy. Thank you.
Yes. It's all about responsibility, not negativity. It's all about realization. It's all about family. It's all about transition, tuition, guidance, parental guidance that allows children to understand the value of their culture and the morals of their culture, not entertainment of their culture. We fall short, and that's the truth. There's nothing generalizing about that. And many people raise them children to see that they're hustlers and that money is the ultimate. So they have no time for tender loving care. And most men that me know, that I have known, find it very difficult themselves to caress them children, be affectionate to their children. And them do just like the brother say, They live them life hard in front of them children. Them smoke a spliff and blow the smoke for them children face. Them have this idea that they must strengthen the child. And them have this idea also, many, not everyone, generalizing, that they must give the child some cultured realization. These things happen because we, the children of the slave, didn't get no real education, cultural education, humane education of ourselves. And when we speak education, don't let it be so frivolous thinking English and maths, the 3R subjects. No. There's sacred things in terms of learning. That's why I said and continue to say that we've all received theological education. We have learnt so much of the Caucasian, the European ways of life and about their own evolution, their own history. And we just take pieces from here and there and apply it unconsciously to what we do. And then when you come to religion, or when you come to the book, we're now taking some aspirations or some guidance from what is said to be the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, which is Paul. And we apply these readings also into our characteristics. And how we apply them, we make them truths, consciously and unconsciously. we make them into truths, especially this Paul. He becomes the oracle figure. And people who read, I think some of you understand what I've been trying to project, and others simply think it's about bashing. When you attend the theological training, you're taught how to captivate souls. If we were reading for ourselves based on our own understanding, but just reading for ourselves, the majority of the things that we do as followers, we wouldn't do. We wouldn't. So, anyhow, in relation to this brother and the plain amusement, can't you see? That's what he's been saying. And he was exposed to doing things and learning about life and the morals of life and culture and the values of those things. But he rejected it because money and amusement were more important to him. It was made seeming to him. The word readers use is fear seeming, because it was made attractive to him. And it's difficult to get out of that when you know not other than. And until some tragedy comes to ourselves by way of a friend, a close friend, a person that you have some affection for, that you would definitely call a friend, somebody close to you, or your own family, and like him, his own, that he didn't know. He's probably been hearing people say that Jennifer's son or child is yours, and so on and so on. And him say lie and just keep moving. This is not East Indies, you know. This is real. So what has it got to do with Facebook, you're saying? Is that we're very good at projecting the plays and amusement. I thought all the sound system, them, yeah, they have gone to Europe, but they are big time promoters here. A lot of women, it seems, fronting a lot of dances, a lot of sessions in some prestigious places. You see? To me, there's nothing wrong to a level. But I'll tell you this, there was nothing saying or projecting in the graphic and the Photoshop and whatever else was used, the whole media platform, to say, here what, enough is enough, you know. We'll lose too much of our children. What I did see, and I had to largen the page, was that they asked for decent They didn't use the word decent, but them say they want good dress and certain things were not allowed. They don't want nobody come dress a certain way. And I thought, yeah. You see? So you know, so that the skin out and all them people there were not required. They were not required. But there was nothing about what is affecting us on a day-by-day basis. And you know something, if I was able to get through to, if I attempt to call any of the numbers, it would be about ticket sales. Because the numbers were about booking your ticket and getting the ticket and so on. But let me see if I did that and got over to someone that would speak to me, and I'm asking the question pertaining to why hasn't there been something saying in terms of youth crime that enough is enough. We not support it, you know, and we will have a minute silence for the loss of lives from the beginning of the year till now, and so on. I think someone would turn and tell me, say, watch out, this is not a church, you know. Yeah. And it's because, I can say that because in basketball, you see, I don't know about the football, when it's a English, and because them youth there work for big organizations, but in the field that I'm in basketball, things like this, even due to training, we reflect on we reflect on whatever the incident has been, and if there's a match and there's a fatality in Fury area or something of this nature, we wear black tags, wristbands, and the coaches all agree to say something. And when I look fame, it's just a part of the whole structure that this whole thing with African Americans and so on in basketball. When I talk about the NBA, we talk about grassroots has adapted because it's an African way. It's just I grew up like that. This is our way. So for someone like me, I find it strange. You know? Early shock and them sound there. Things like that did happen. I remember enough things like that happened with Lord David. Is it Lord? Yes, Lord David. You know, down there at Caxton Hall. You know, incidents occur. Someone dies or someone, you know, and him just make you know. What has happened to us? And I keep saying that we have money. All them sessions they show say that we have money. Because the entry fee, the tickets are one set of money. In advance is one set of money. And the tickets at the entrance tickets is another set of money. You know? So, money is there. I know that already, but these sessions show say money did it. In a big way, because the people are asking, because the venues cost a certain amount of money. And most people are try get 500 in advance. And I see some sessions they still say more than 80% of ticket them gone. You understand? So when you see them, I do them maths early, and they're advertising it. Whether them is a catch a shooby or not, 80% is 80%. If them lie, them know why them lie and what benefit they're gonna get from that lie. All I'm saying is, I knew, and know that we have money. It's just that we're not on the same pages of wanting to do for ourselves. Good things for ourselves. Plain amusement, it seems that that's all we want. Hence why I keep, and I will not stop saying, we need shepherds and not pastors. One of the reasons with the pastor, them belong to the fraternity. Any of them who part of the Church of England and all of these Anglicans and so forth, and 7 Days Adventists and all these things, they're part of the whole clergy construct. And we have some independence, but them have to get charity commissioner recognition. You just can't go out there about your martial people, you know. But you can, but they would call you a cult. And them have grounds and reason to shut you down. So, all of these churches we have, they are affiliated to. So they're not working on the behalf of the people, you know. Them are working on behalf of the structure, and they're working on behalf of, it's an employment. No, the shepherd, if he reads the book correctly, the shepherd have a responsibility for his flock. And he cannot divorce himself from other shepherds. Because they are attending to the wider flock. And they're keeping away all predators, wolves and other strays. So they will naturally be concerned in relation to whatever the condition, whatever the circumstances are, and whatever the failures are, and whatever them perceive to teach or project that is necessary for us to adhere to. But you see, it appeared to me that a lot of us are saying we come of age, we don't want to hear nothing. And if that be the case, then why when someone is sick, you call for God? You call for the pastor call for God, and the pastor pray to God. Why? And then when the person leave us now, why go through all the rituals to have a religious ceremony and ask God to forgive the soul and take the soul onto the... Why do all of that? You see the hypocrisy? Because we can't be wrong and strong. And we can't be so negative because we are run money and we feel strong. And then arrogance plays out. And then soon as we get weak and frail and certain things happen, and even if we're strong and something happen and we lost our life, or someone, there's an accident, or someone kills somebody, all of a sudden now you become so God-fearing. Something wrong with that. Because we've been denying. And all of a sudden, we're totally in agreement and we want to be a friend, a close alliance to the Almighty. Wow, the Almighty your friend, like pocket money. I saw you deal with it. I tell you, this Almighty don't wear pajamas, you know. This Almighty don't go asleep. So when you come off this idea that your Jesus is God and three and one and all these something, you perhaps will start to think and act differently. Because you make God into a man friend. And 1 minute him is your friend, and the next minute he's not your friend. And only when you're in a trouble, you want to know him. You see him. And that's sad. But that's how we do behave. That's how we do behave. And one of you are saying it. But if you waited for the white man to say it, him not going to say it, because that means he would have freed you up from mental bondage. So he's not going to say it. And he doesn't even care about us anymore to say anything to us about goodness and virtues of life. Because we entrap ourselves. We took ourselves somewhere that he never even perceived that it was going to happen. Can I tell you, this is psychology, you know. He never perceived that things were going to turn out this way. So him feel good. He don't have to do nothing. We are do it all. We are destroy ourselves. And if we continue destroying the next generation, wow. So let's say one of our children start to speak, or we must change. What I go do? Call him a devil picnic or her a devil picnic. Because they're speaking something that one don't want to hear. It's prohibiting you from controlling the plain amusement and reducing your financial income or benefits. Majority of the children that lost their life, they were trying to earn for someone else. Whilst they were supposed to be learning, they were taught or groomed to earn for someone else. And remember, those children are someone else's children. They belong to somebody. It'd be very painful to find out that some of those children, it's their own parents that put them in that predicament. So where do we go from here? As a people, I said yesterday and Tuesday, by the time the new party that is now before us in terms of the conservative in the next few months and weeks, when the intensified stop and search and then police, the numbers of police is bought are sent out, and many of them are fully armed, and there will not be casualties, there will be deaths. There are definitely going to be conflicts between us and the Asian communities. Because the three poses are still, now the third, gone to Asian individuals. The Prime Minister is not going to stumble. He will direct those officers and give those officers the resources that they deem necessary to have. Black people, we do not have any resources but ourselves. We do not have supermarkets. We do not have food centers. So we have conflict now with the Asian community because these three Asian officers are ministers of government, are carrying out a duty, and it's we that's going to feel the brunt of those duties. And by the time you finish with your plain amusement and then recognize what has happened or what is happening, my God, it be too late. No matter how you reduce the admission fee to your parties or whatever, it not gonna work. If America is not devastating to us, Chicago, I don't know if we have any conscience or if we are vigilant. Maybe we are blind. Maybe we are blind. Maybe we think it's Hollywood. And it's not. It's real. Mark Duggan was a test case, but Mark died. What happened, what followed that, was a test case because the Metropolitan stood and watched. Who stimulated the young people them to mash up shop, to rob shops? Who did that? But the ruling from the conservative, did anyone in the black community speak about that? All those families who were council tenants, all those families who were receiving income support, all those families who were on job seekers, all of them were barred. Many of them you see on the street sleeping today. They don't have no place from that time till this time. All those who were council tenants and their children were involved in that alleged riot, which it wasn't. It was young people being seduced. While the Metropolitan Police stood and watched and filmed and studied. Now today, they're telling us they don't have enough police. That time they were not supposed to be having any police. But they had community police. And the community police were not involved. I know our children are dying on the street. So if stop and search was actually working, not the intensified one, if it was working, they would have been able to apprehend a whole heap of people with a lot of weapons, knives, particularly knives, and prohibit a lot of these tragedies. It ain't working that way, is it? Because they're trying to tell you they don't have sufficient police. But I'm telling you that they have. What they want is to institute, is to arm police officers with guns. And God help us if that passes. And God help us, you know. We may say us as black people, African people. Because when the police them shoot, they don't shoot your arm, they don't shoot your leg, them shoot your head and your heart. It's pure death shot. Our people seem to be asleep. You're not recognizing. And our community workers, alleged community workers, are not being truthful and sincere and honest with the community and with the people at large, because they know the training. They know that we are taught to disarm, we're not taught to kill. Unless the offender has the same weaponry or the similar weaponry as in a firearm, and they were discharging this firearm, the officers have the right to shoot to kill. No arms, no right to shoot to kill. The Brazilian Menendez, the pretense was they were tracking, have certain people under surveillance that them deemed to be Muslim extremists, fundamentalists, blah, blah, blah. And they slaughtered him. He was knocked down in the train. And they discharged so much rounds in his body. He wasn't standing. He was on the ground. He wasn't reaching. He was on the ground. Now, English that we all were taught became gibberish. And witnesses were not allowed to give their statements in court. And many of those witnesses were never heard from again. The same thing's going to happen to Grenfell. See, I'm putting it all together, so I don't think I'm straying to Grenfell. Brother Abdullah and others who had clear film shots of the fire officers who could not gain entry into the building, and yet still they're fire officers. And he had to help them in. Anyhow, Menendez lost his life. And what was fronting this information was that they had peoples under surveillance that was meant to be terrorists, Muslim terrorists, that was used, you see. So all of a sudden people heart this thing, the officers are doing the right thing, you know, these bloody Muslims and rare. And no one, the public was never shown or explained or point, or it never was pointed out to the public exactly who were these people that they had under surveillance. You see, and I said people. Hernandez was one individual. But you know what happened here? He was Brazilian. He was mulatto. As in brown skin. Not black, but not Caucasian. It's brown skin. So as far as they're concerned, he was a Middle Eastern person. But since they had such and such a people under surveillance, they would have had to have had photographs. They would have had to have some kind of identity of these people. And all those things certain groups were asking about. But then we were not privileged to be privileged to this type of information because it's supposed to be now classified top secret, rare. Not the fact that this person was not a terrorist and this person was murdered. Not killed, murdered. And the front of all of this was Muslims, terrorists, extremists, all these things. So with black people right now, it's criminals. It's criminals, and they're armed with knives and they're armed with arms now. Because, you know, the last 3 weeks we hear about guns. So naturally the police is going to say they need to represent themselves also, which is right, on the pretense of the fact that they need to have, there's a particular group of people, individuals, from the 80s, they want guns. They don't care two shits about no pepper spray or any taser. Even though you have the taser lobbyists right now, because they have a stronger taser out there. But the real top brass is them say them tired playing. They should be armed. They don't want no special units. And they start telling you that there's a delay when we have special units. And they choose their moments when they want to amplify certain things. So just after the remembrance, we are followed by a week of solace, and then we went straight into the London Tower bombings and that whole fiasco. And then Parliament and so on and so on. So they choose their moments for doing certain things and highlighting certain things and disrespecting the Muslims Muslim community at the same time. So then bring all of these things together. What I'm trying to tell you is that this is how this thing's going to work. The police will get their guns, and black people will lose their lives. And whether you are part of or had any affiliation or association to anything, they will say that that be the case, and we will die. The same way that many people have been deported, we will die. And dead people cannot speak. And if a person have a criminal record more than 10 years ago, they make it seem legitimately that that person was still a criminal. And how's this working? All of these perverted peoples, it's always 40 years, 30 and 40 years, and these people have not a vivid memory. They have exact memory. They know what they were wearing, who was present, exactly. And big court cases are taking place. So some little black man that was a little petty criminal, perhaps thief, 50p, and 2 packs of cigarette and something and run out of the shop, still went to Highbury Magistrate Court and was fined and given 6 months something sentence and probation. He also gets deported. But he dies. Dies. What says them now? So we're crying for the loss of our children's lives. We will continue to cry because we don't have no legal representation. We have never won one case of police brutality and police misappropriation of law. We haven't. The Lawrence hasn't been concluded. We haven't. So we don't have no strength. All we do is run, play and amuse ourselves, play football for the country, athletics for the country, no cricket for the country, and we're racially abused and disrespected. So you tell me, what should we do? And we're being deported. The outgoing Prime Minister, on her watch, in the Home Office, all the people them disappear. Disappear and reappear and don't disappear, yet still them can find me and deport me. And yet still they were not supposed to have had any documentation on me whatsoever. Come on, this is English we're speaking here. And before we understood what was happening about in relation to deportees, they were deporting people. And not people who were in jail. Civilians. People that have not committed any crime. Because they've had enough of us already. And these are the things we need to understand. We have outlasted our welcome, outstayed our welcome. And who's we? We're the children of those who came here after the Second War and rebuild and help them restore their country, their civil service and their infrastructure. So now they don't want their children here and them grandchildren. The hell we don't know. Get out. And them been making it difficult over the years. Legally. And those of you put up a resistance like me, any opportunity we get to shoot you, we will. So, alleged sperm donors, fathers, you have a duty and responsibility. Take care of your children and stop calling the woman your baby mothers and this and that and that. Don't wait for the child to become a footballer and then you want to know the child. Don't wait for the child to be a basketball player and say you want to know the child. Don't wait for the child to be a cricketer or an athlete and a singer to know the child. Forget all of that, man. Know the child right now. And don't wait to know God Almighty when you don't have no other chance. And the God that you want to try know then is not Jesus. And I don't know in your heart and your soul that God is not a man, not a human being, doesn't need toilet, doesn't need food. He's a church and the sustainer of all of us, including the animals and everything else. I'm a Muslim. I can't change and I will not. Not can't, I will not. I've had a journey of life trying to be comfortable. And I found the true origin of life and my family. And all you have to do is apply it in your life. And then you know you're good to go. Tell me, all of those tampers, what have you applied in your life and go? You apply someone else's wife, someone else's girl child, someone else's boy child, some money. What else? And you do all of this under the umbrella, on the auspices that you are a God-fearing or God has spoken to you. You're a preacher of God. You're an apostle of God. You're lying. And that which you do and feel to do, would you like someone doing that which you do to your family? You would not. So how be it then? You have these tendencies because you don't care and you don't have fear in your heart for God. It's man you work with. It's man you work with. You not work with God. You see? So that's why when some get frail, some get frightened, then the soul kicks in and your conscience kicks in, and then it's too late shall be your cry. So people, cultural expression, things and times, roll up in one. We have some songs to play, and I will find them quick because I have responsibility too, and my wife is getting ready to beat me. Yeah, so on Tuesday, God willing, and we said that because we don't know what happens in the next second, you know, and Tuesday is many days from now. You understand? So we have to say God willing, inshallah, you know. Let me look for these songs, you know, and we will attend to you all. Prince was meant to be here, you know. He's meant to be here and bust up the thing, but we have bright light. Yeah, we have bright lights. Bright lights. You must see him like the way me just start just now. You see? Him don't know, see that my wife come and spoil the thing. Yeah, so nah, I can't. Hey,
Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. What a mighty God we serve.
you see now, the problem is with people and me now. They said the guy is hypocritical, you know. No, it's that I want to reach, you know, on your own turf. You see, on your own turf. So others take the best of us and project it. And the best of us is my take as what is or have been. You see? So when we come to the culture, you should know, recognize that it's all about messages. It's all about morals. It's all about the thing that rescued us whilst we were here in Britain. And also those of us who were in America and Canada. Yeah. And so I mean, like them youth, them man that come out and change the thing, you know. Change the whole sound platform and create this decadence. But a lot of you don't see it because them wrap it up with a lot of gloss. They wrap it up with a lot of promotion from different track shoes and everything. And they try to make that one undercover, but they're getting sponsors. And the bright lights and the camera, you see? Why is they taking down the road of decadence and transforming our cultured understanding, recognition of that which is reggae music and was the real genre that kept us, you know, from suffering mentally. You see, psychological damage has afflicted many of us, you know. And we're talking about hundreds and thousands. Yeah. But you see that genre called reggae music, it has comforted many hundreds, many thousands. You see? No one can argue that. No one cannot dispute that. Because we know it's our mothers and fathers. Yeah. You see? And we're not talking about just the festival songs either. They couldn't wait for the festivals. Yeah. So this is Sanchez. Sanchez Ghana Church.
Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Even Lady Saga Church doing it. And Stitchy, Lieutenant Stitchy, and them youth there. You see it? Because when badness lick your door, you know, and you can't find any which way to walk, and you go walk like them saying the blood of Christ and blood of Jesus and all of that, which means that them gone in one of the temples, them one of the ministry, and so on, and then walk on a different side of the road and move into a different location and associate with different friendships. You see? It saves their lives at the same time. You see? Because living or moving in a certain circle is detrimental. You see? It's either someone kill you or you kill someone and make them know so that you stand predominant. So sometimes the escape is either to pretend you're mad or run go Florida and save yourself, or run in one church and get baptized and don't walk that side of the road again. You see? So you have Lady Sarah and all of those others, and many have stayed still, you know, good for them. And it's not like me, you know, is that I am where I am, but I am still dabbling. I'm still dabbling. So, what you know by now, when you listen to sensible things. So, Sanchez again.
Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. Daniel was in the spirit on the last day. He heard a voice from heaven, and this is what it said: I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Behold, I live forevermore. Some sweet day, I'm going away. I'm gonna leave this world, no more to roam. Some sweet day when life is over. Some sweet day, I'm going away. So hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. A little more oil in my lamp, I pray. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. Someday, yes, I'll go where Jesus is. Someday, yes, I'll go where Jesus is. Oh, someday, oh, someday, said I'll go where Jesus is, and I'll be caught up to meet him, caught up to meet him, caught up to meet him in the end. Oh, if you know the Lord is keeping you, what you gotta worry about? If you know the Lord is keeping you, why don't you sing and shout? Glory, hallelujah, praise his name. Every day is just the same. If you know the Lord is keeping you, what you gotta worry about? Hallelujah, anyhow. Never, never let your problems get you down. When life's problems come your way, lift your head up high and say hallelujah anyhow. So hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Yeah. He thinks it. Yes. Give it to him. So that was Sanchez. So here's Sanchez again. So why did you bring it?
Yo, Miguel. Murder them boy, them on. Heartless. You just a fool, them boy. Fools. Sure. Carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know. And when you sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Hey, carefully watch your surroundings, cause the fool them heart too tough. And when you sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. People overall full of amnesia. Yeah. Do good for them and them no member. So them stay. Give them today and them walk away. Come back next day, one kill you same way. The Bible say they're not just your own. It good to see them and leave them alone. Cry like baby on your shoulder. Enough of them are false pretender. So carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know. No. And when you're sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Yes. Carefully watch your surroundings, cause the fool them heart too tough. Look round. And when me sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone me a trust. No man a perfect mankind, just in a God try walk one chalk line. See them a wait for say it's a my time. God alone read me clock, only him know me time. It may be long but not forever. See them a go on like say them clever. For how long them think them a go shine, can't do more than them time. Hey, carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know. And when you sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Hey, carefully watch your surroundings, cause them fool them are too tough. And when you sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Hey, John, you want my friend, me I want you. Don't make no man friend you up and can you. Me have to one off the one named Shanto. The boy them heartless kill all newborn too. Say this a world full of madness, when we all should be living in gladness. Boy, full them a bring beer sadness. Walk about and a chuck badness. Wonder where the respect for God gone. All in a church, no things are gone. How long them think them a go rain? Who them no murder, them leaving a pain. Stop hype, stop moving sane. All your doings will be in vain. Carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know. And when you sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Hey, carefully watch your surroundings, cause the fool them heart too tough. And when you sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. I got alone your features. I got alone your features.
Oh, them man, tell them to go easy, man. Cause I'm little young, but no storm. Them no storm, them no storm. Cause I'm little young, but no storm. Them no storm, them no storm. I talk about a shot of them, man I go beat and batter them. You know see a pay chat of them, oh little tat of them. When them a do with man back of them, man I go beat them down and flatter them. This a your man at again, number one man at that again. How this whole world a black again, we heading to the top again. I got the load them can't stop again. This a year we getting at again. Tell them say, wanna be bad man, better them follow me and be a god man. Go start war like a madman, no behind by you is a sad man. Wanna be bad man, better them follow me and be a god man.
Yes. Just now, the wife is explaining to me that the thing about us is that we're not taking things serious, and I'm falling into the trap because I spoke and now I'm playing some songs. So what is the difference between the people them who is on YouTube put up their thing and I'm speaking about it, and I'm speaking about the parent and the lacking of thereof, and yet still I come back and play some songs. So my explanation was, that is we thing. And she says about time it change. and the change have to come from the top. And I do agree. I've always did. I never implemented it. I never tried to apply it because we know said that the people them just would move away. Or so we stay. And I'm not intending to run no church, neither a mosque. We have mosque. And our mosque, wherever they are, them deliver. I'm not trying to get people them to become Muslims. As much as I love them too, I'm not trying to persuade anyone to follow me. If they want to follow, they should follow Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessing upon him. It is there. If I'm to be Christian on that, I'm willing. You see? What I think myself and her, we have to reason about this, and I give her my views on why I try to do it this way. Imam Wadi Muhammad would agree to a part, and he'd be like my wife. Definitely. Definitely. Anyway, Bojo.
Yeah, yeah, my selector. More music and less talk.
I would have gone to do them worldwide, but I'm start from east and forward to the west side. Up top jungle, Albo, Zimbabwe, Angola. Hear me out, loud. Say you a bad man fine, and you no stop and left your gun no time. Say them heartless and mean, with them a step with them teen. Now a white suit and time for forensic. When me say step on and no petitive. Step on and no take a man and step for the worst. Man I go step for the better. Step in a Great Britain, step in a Merrimaca. 2 degrees cool, man a step when he hotter. No make no mistake, confused step and win shot. A man a step and survive shot. A brain gets splatter.
Play tune. Yeah, my selector. More music and less talk.
I would have gone to do them worldwide, but I'm start from east and forward to the west side. Up top jungle, Albo, Zimbabwe, Angola. Hear me out, loud. Say you a bad man fine, and you no stop and left your gun no time. Say them heartless and mean, with them a step with them teen. Now a white suit and time for forensic. When me say step on and no petitive. Step on and no take a man and step for the worst. Man I go step for the better. Step in a Great Britain, step in a Merrimaca. 2 degrees cool, man a step when he hotter. No make no mistake, confused step and win shot. A man a step and survive shot. A brain gets splatter. If you think I go ask Bigfoot and fatter, what me say, I ask them, say you a bad man fine, and you no stop and left your gun no time. Say them heartless and mean, with them a step with them teen. Now a white suit and time for forensic. Quiet of surveillance, agents and stitch. Stop no time to linger, man, if you move choke quick. No shells left behind, you better move well legit. Solid composure, use your head can't sing. Woman and Britney, still laugh limit. I step and never tell him woman him secret. That you step in a private or in a public. Step and could remember the step and edits and stepper. Stepper and no petitive, stepper and no take a man and step for the worst. Man I go step for the better. Step in a Great Britain, step in a Merrimaca. 2 degrees cool, man a step when he hotter. No make no mistake, confused step and with shot a tap and survive. Shut up, brain get splatter. If you think I like go ask Jack and fatter, that one you joke you like a maca.
So fucking bad and unruly.
And you no stop and left your gun no time. Say them heartless and mean, with them a step with them team. Now a white suit and time for forensic. Well me say step on and no petitive. Step on and no take a.
You don't know how bad about do it and you play roses, man.
Fire, baby. Fire, baby.
We just ride the rhythm, you know. I get some lyrical inspiration. We just ride on the rhythm. It's Iris, them I want the whole of your friend who say me nah stop. Ride on the rhythm. Alongside Papa Levi, and you just can't deny that we are bubble on the rhythm. It's the key that you to one. This is permanent, we are get up on the rhythm. No people are coming, I'm like call them bad, and I go like call them tough. No people are going like call them bad, and I go like them rough is Papa Levi and Sticky and pull up this song, well, this one is a lyrical collaboration. We just ride the rhythm, you know. I get some lyrical inspiration. We just ride on the rhythm. It's Iris, them I want the whole of your friend who say me nah stop. Ride on the rhythm. Alongside Papa Levi, and you just can't deny that we are bubble on the rhythm. It's the key that you to one. This is permanent, we are get up on the rhythm. No people are coming, I'm like how them bad, and I go like how them tough. No people are going like how them bad, and I go like them rough is Papa Levi and Sticky and Revelation with the lyrics of them. Some with the people know them time up and them without alone. We are true, man, the lace, I'm an hour with a base. I don't know me, I chase, don't see I'm a man. No, you boy, forget about war thing, and I go like how you have done. Down with the first, down with the fight, and I talk about I wait, they come and I cry, but just ride on the rhythm.
Like a surgeon with a knife, that's how we do it.
Just ride on the rhythm.
That's how we do it.
On the rhythm.
Lyrically lethal and the styles that we have it.
Get up on the rhythm.
Papa leave another man, the loot and the right man. Black swan and a pan full of grace and peace, and the lyrics are kicking in your face. Ding ding, bad and the bricks with talk. Some rhythm run wet up palm. Flat jump and rhythm like hard. Mad and the stick like a farm. Jack and free and make it dark. Look at the target, man. Papa leave him to the heart. Them a silent kill and a bar. But we can ride with them slow. Why the lyrics are so stitchy? Papa leave I on the low.
Just ride on the rhythm.
And I just so we give them.
Just ride on the rhythm.
You see the massive them singing.
Bubble on the rhythm.
Watch the DJ that's so spinning.
Get up on the rhythm.
Watch out. Papa, you better when they be circle up on the rhythm and them some from the bike women. Listen the posse they swinging massive but tear down the ceiling like black and deck up with drilling. Strictly the brick was spinning, say the arena you're feeling. And I bet you watching in them is your rhythm we killing them and stitching no skilling. See the promoter they grilling. Just kick back a killing and the police are grilling. Them when we cut up the system and must the brain say they're missing.
Just ride on the rhythm. It's Iris, them I want the whole of your friend who say me nah stop. Ride on the rhythm. Alongside Papa Levi, and you just can't deny that we are on the rhythm.
Ridership.
So fucking bad and unruly.
Dub style. UK, US, JA. Worldwide, worldwide.
And the big bag song with them called Tipper Town, and I got to make it be known. Pick up the one that radical.
Over the oceans, over the
Clear off this sound around.
Ways and means, reaching out to all my kings and queens, speaking out of all the things I've seen, relating these visions and dreams. Send a message to them, gold and green. Make sure you keep your hand and heart clean while these words gush forth like rivers and streams. Let the right set the scene while talking of things unseen. I take it to a level, to a higher extreme. A place where the devil them can't intervene. A place where the liberty is
fire, baby.
I push positivity by any means. Anytime, any place, ever straight, never lean. Circle ragamuffin, me say rock and come in. Bad boy, fire shot, full clip magazine. Blurred is the vision, them no see the smoke screens. Shoes, everything around me. Sending out a message to the masses. I call on Jaja, we survive the middle passages. Them can't stop the lion, it's written and seen. We don't know no borders, we don't gonna leave. No fearless, no matter what they plot or they scheme. Over the oceans, over the seas, I'm a traveling man seeking ways and means. Reaching out to all my kings and queens, speaking out of all the things I've seen, relating these visions and dreams. Send a message to them as it's red, gold and green. Make sure you
ghetto youth loyal to the bone, and I'll never throw a stone. Veteran Borough Banton, I tell them, I want to them, man. I want to them.
If me I go to war, tell me.
Borough Banton say, wanna hear this, right? Nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Real ghetto youths them nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Coulda come from the east or the dogs them a south, you know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Nothing nah go on now with things they a joke, you know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Nuff of wagon is the youths them want draw out. Nuff of them a punk, them a real word of mouth. Sell out the youth them for pants and shirt. Looking at yourself and you see where life worth. Looking at your life before you got in the dirt. Should have step forward but your mind in a reverse. Never dig off a lock, never yet cut a throat. Anytime I pass the fans them love me the most. Dirty politician them can't buy me vote. You know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Real ghetto youths them nah go sell out. You know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Coulda come from east or the dogs them a south. You know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. When nothing nah go on now with things they a joke. You know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. No for wagon is the youths them want draw out. Coulda broke like church mouse, nah go sell out. No food in a me mouth, nah go sell out. No living in no house, nah go sell out. Man a buffalo soldier, man a none a scout. If you check me track record then you see 10 years of growth. Heavy like a anchor when me dock in a the port. General in a my craft, me a the king in a me sport. But we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Real ghetto youths them nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Coulda come from east or the dogs out of south, you know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. Nothing nah go on and me things they a joke, you know we nah go sell out, you know we nah go sell out. No for wagon is the youth them want draw out. If you see me pon the corner and a loaf, me a loaf. When me reason with some youth and I teach them how for cope. Life well hard, you not take it for no joke. Never take a crack and me never take a coke. Nah go cigarettes, what him gonna do when I smoke. Vice ever clean, so me
Shell way, bust the tune and make them get hotter than when hell there. Stay representing Shell.
Oh yeah.
Yo, Izzy, are you kidding me?
Cause I can't lie. It's an ugly world with some beautiful people in this time. The only thing that makes us feel good, ringing the vibe. Everyone high, I know you feel it. When the music hits, you feel no pain, but you gon' feel it. You gon' feel it. Hey, kill a minute. You gon' feel it. Kill a minute. Do it.
Somebody say pull up.
One love to the world. Oh yeah. Cause I can't lie. It's an ugly world with some beautiful people in this time. The only thing that makes us feel good, ringing
so fucking bad and unruly.
I know you feel it. When the music hits, you feel no pain, but you gon' feel it. You gon' feel it. Hey, kill a minute.
Make me call them, gal, yeah.
You gon' feel it. Kill a minute. You gon' feel it. Kill a minute. You gon' feel it. When the music hits, you feel no pain. You gon' feel it. You gon' feel it. Now hit it. Anytime the bass line rocking, and you're feeling irate, and when the drummers come knocking, get lost in the melody. Ooh, we work hard, still working. We still dream, still dreaming. Ain't no stopping me. The melodies keep me moving. Me no want nobody killing my vibe. I don't want nobody wasting my time. Get right till broke like vibe. Turn it up on the music. I can't lie. It's an ugly world with some beautiful people in this time. The only thing that makes us feel good, ringing the vibe. Everyone high, I know you feel it. When the music hits, you feel no pain, but you gon' feel it. You gon' feel it. Hey, kill a minute. You gon' feel it. Kill a minute. You gon' feel it. Kill a minute. You gon' feel it. When the music hits, you feel no pain. You gon'
first line hit. You can't deny it.
Tell the selectors every turn up the song. I said the reggae music off it play, yeah. They in her bag and then she pull out a pound. My baby ever got the high grade. Spliff in her mouth, gauge up the chalice and say shall we blaze, hell yeah. Out of many she alone get the crown. Chronic from Spanish Town. Don't think I'm feeling at this party.
Fire, baby.
Everyone got so much to say. Right now me just like one with the vibes and don't watch nobody. Cause I'm only here to spend the night with you anyway. I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad vibes disappear. She kick off the high heels, no, she not pre nobody. Happy times and I got no sad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah. And I don't care, cause you just hold me there. You can take me anywhere, baby. She touch me softly, then we start squeeze her body. Everything I read, only nice times when I'm with my baby, yeah.
Cause I never me and you started. But me I go pull up on you shortly. Evidently me miss you badly. Cause presently me see you hardly. Stand up on my body and guard me. Oh yeah, always. Yeah, my God say you choose me. You know say you fit me like Susie. And you make my life coming like movie. Me no want see your face screwed up with you. So make me forget this party. I'd rather be booed up with you, glued up to you. I got overdue love for you, plus new stuff to do. I love you like Keisha K or I love Goo Up. So woo, you know why? Cause I don't care when I'm with my baby, yeah. All the bad things disappear.
She kick off the high heels, no, she not free nobody. Happy times and I got no sad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Cause I don't care as long as you just hold me near. You can take me anywhere. You're making me feel like I'm loved by somebody. I can deal with the bad nights when I'm with my baby, yeah.
Shall we bust the tune and make them get hotter than we held it? Style representing Shell.
Go on with it, but go on with it.
Yo, Izzy, are you kidding me?
Toast, yeah. So we are coming with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reap and we coursing on full. Oh, we not rise and boast. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all for my life and my thank God for the journey, the earnings are just for the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah, me see blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast for the friends we take off every load. One time did sit down in a class and we poured that only said the road and me go on with the road. Third form me say me try a thing, and you know it formed up to be a fire thing. Now up on stage with Chronic say I sing, yeah, see me all diggy soon get the higher ring like hello brother. Me say I had to shot ya, saw your poster spectacular photo. Keep it burning, yes that's the motto. If me the butter pass through your shot, can't fall in a life man. Me have to thank God for the journey, the earnings are just for the plus. Yeah. And gratitude is a must. Yeah, me see blessings fall by my right hand. But I toast to the friends we take off every load. One time they
Hey, tell them who are they not get covered in a car fire, just get up.
Go on with it, go on with it. That's how I bless it for me. And 7 to tell them it's for me.
Let's do it then. Holy man with I Selassie, yeah.
You know we go.
Rasta man, nanyam it. Rasta nanyam pork. Never hear say me a come in with a goat. Animal cruelty me nah go support. I'm thankful. Titles to me a promote. Be a veggie chunks when we are on board. Rasta na green come we beard with soap. I'm thankful. Let this fall from my rice and we have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the pumpkin and tough. Yeah, veggie chunks is a must. Yeah, let this fall from my rice and I have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the dashi and tough. I tell is Yeah. Wake up and gone in a kitchen. Lift up the pot and side chicken wing. Me have to get mad and call the one Kim. Tell her with the every ratty thing and laugh with me and run a joker. Chicken must cook and rasta stove. Pass the knife and me cut up a chowder with some rest of vegetable. Make me pass a photo. Let this for me rice and we have to give thanks to the yam and banana, the pumpkin and tough. Yeah. Veggie chunks is a must. Yeah. Let this fall for me rice and I forgive thanks to the yam and banana, the dash in a tough. I tell is a must. Yeah.
Let's do it. You know what? Me a feel ball in a life, man. Me have a big bag of breadfruit, but me grandson gone with it. He gone with it, yo. Me say the damn boy thief. Post, me say me post. Me big couple breadfruit with a post. Yeah, say me a gun yam them now with a tin boom. Whether fry or roast. Me have to give thanks 'cause the tree them close. But me grandson come in a me yard and gone with a bag full. I bet him gone with the ripe one. Me left back with the one them we chop off a tree and bust. But fried breadfruit is a must. Yeah, I bet him gone with the ripe one. Bust a blank panny boy we took off with me load one time. Him call cameraman with me phone. Now he thief off me food and gone panny road. Last night he said me fi buy a thing. Then the boy forced me fi buy another thing. Go in a me kitchen and thief me pumpkin. Now me a call the boy phone. I hope say it ring. Hello, Bruto, your teeth in brute, yo. Cabba me food arrest, me a go shoot you. If you come at me yard, me a go execute you. Me attack you in a hands, he's like, say them mute your boy. Cabba me ripe one. Me left back with the one day we chop off a tree and bust. But fried breadfruit is a must, yeah. Tell him cabba me ripe one. Bust a blank panny boy we took off with me load one time. Him call scammer man with me phone, now he thief off me food and gun.
Oh Father, thank you for my life. There is no other. Thank you for my life. This morning me wake up, me alright. Yo JB, boy, couple million, but 80. Easy. 80. Me bank book every it we 80. Boy, girl tell me say me a the baby. She ask me love her, me say maybe. Me no bar with no boy where she shaky. Them girlfriend one day it us. When I turn the place up. Make money every day as we wake up. You want see the pussy them pharaohs. Only the money me preach. Only me God and me money me need. If it's not that money can page. Only the money can save us. Who no sister me dangerous. And the whole of them pussy they afraid of us. Nobody stand up the gate the boss. Them girlfriend one day it us. Man I turn the place up. Make money every day as we wake up. No I see the pussy them pharaohs. Boy, couple million but 80. Couple shipment from 80. Me bank book every it we 80. Boy, girl I tell me say me a them baby. She ask me if me love her, me say maybe. Me no bar with no boy when she shaky.
Boys and Roses representing for JB Production. Feel the vibe. London, England. Feel the vibe. Toronto, Canada. Jamaica. I want to know. Feel the vibe. JB Productions. Feel the vibe. Every gangster, every skanker. Feel the vibe. Worldwide. Yes, yeah. Me and my friend them love to party. When they go showing up, just fill my cup. I'm feeling hearty. Hey, I wanna. I saw the girl them call me. When the vibes turn up, and the girls them no fall be there shortly. Hey. Regular we party on the hilltop. We girl them hot till them a burn up. I fi tell boys to stay focused. Anyway, he'll focus. Be a girl a follow anywhere me turn. So me tap to the bar and shell it down. Promoter start ball so the henny done. Tell Jerry send for the Remy and pass me the grabber and the bra. You want see how fast the ganja roll up. Richie Rastly make everybody
the ear, every hand in the ear like it's a hole up. Right now I want me want cause from yesterday I straight and this in my cup. Be a girl ask him how she so forward, cause you gone a barber, go all a line up. Yeah, I'm so full up. Me and my friend them love to party. When they go show up, just fill my cup, I'm feeling hearty. Hey, I saw the girl them call me. When the vibes turn up, and the girls them no find me, they sharply. As the car them park, the party start. Place back can't find a party walk. Pretty waitress, please to pass the quart. See how fast, but rasp coffee cock. High grade in around me light a spark. Me a party, me not have no time to talk. Me a want it, girl a brace up in the dark. I'll more girl a swarm me like a shark. Shall feel bad. Tune them make them get hotter than we held them. Style representing. Shall 5 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents something. Now girl a carry me like a fresh mutton. Every girl see me white shirt, one pulley button. Yeah, the government try charge me for murder. That couldn't write them, couldn't send me a prison. Now me lifestyle in a stone that chisel shit. History already written. Now 100,000 for me like this. No problem. Private jet for go a Brazil. No problem. We make more enemies cause money they make. 6 million them put on the check. Me buy a private beach and me need for rest. Yes, me don't need the stress. Me never born rich, but me never sell poor. More millions make me want more. More money, more problems, so me make sure. Release all just card to get a hardcore. Visa for everybody in a Portmore. Clarinda, South Coast, every seashore. Money for spend, we want more pan more. Freedom of speech, we want more pan more. Human rights, we want more pan more. Somebody you feel your fist and up, you make sure. So them ship out the dads, them like a pal scammer. Them expect entertainer to do the grammar. When the bills them come, the bills them not stammer. The bills them a sewa. Now 100,000 for me like it. No problem. Private jet for go a Brazil. No problem. We make more enemies cause money they make. 6 million them put on the check. Me buy a private beach and me need for rest. Yes, me don't need the stress. Every girl see me want money, so me have to make mines. My baby mother them have to get mine. 11 baby mother one me go there 2 times, so I 12 kids. This is not a nursery rhyme. Money have to make every day, not sometime. Bills have to pay, so the call can't decline. For when your girlfriend shopping online. Victoria's Secret, latest design. Place a pizza order, chicken and pine. You wanna watch it?
Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. What a mighty God we serve. What a mighty God we serve. Angels bow before him, heaven and earth adore him. What a mighty God we serve. Daniel was in the spirit on the last day. He heard a voice from heaven, and this is what it said. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. Behold, I live forevermore. Some sweet day, I'm going away. I'm gonna leave this world, no more to roam. Some sweet day when life is over. Some sweet day, I'm going away. So hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. Hallelujah, 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 praise ye the Lord. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. A little more oil in my lamp, I pray. A little more oil in my lamp, keep it burning. Keep it burning till the break of day. Someday, yes, I'll go where Jesus is. Someday, yes, I'll go where Jesus is. Yo, Miguel, move them boy, them on. Heartless You know, stop fool them, boy. Fools. Sure. Carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they bout now. And when you're sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Hey, carefully watch your surroundings, cause the fool them heart too tough. And when you're sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. People over there full of amnesia. Yeah. Do good for them and them no member. So them stay. Give them today and them walk away. Come back next day, one kill you same way. The Bible say they're not just your own. It good to see them and leave them alone. Cry like baby on your shoulder. Enough of them are false pretender. So carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know. No. And when you're sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone your features. Yes. Carefully watch your surroundings, cause the fool them heart too tough. Look round. And when me sure I no gun them a bust, I got alone me a trust. No man a perfect mankind, just in a God try walk one chalk line. See them a wait for say it's a my time. God alone read me clock, only him know me time. It may be long but not forever. See them a go on like say them clever. For how long them think them a go shine, can't do more than them time. Hey, carefully watch your surroundings, cause the wicked them they both know. How many sure
you see all of your problems, only God can solve them. Put it in the hands of Jesus. I left the bottom to God. Bring it out of the hands of Satan. Him too wicked and bad. Ash. Put it in the hands of Jesus. I left the bottom to God. Him too wicked and bad. I feel what's me head back, me have to say one time. Cause me know what nobody got me body down a dove cat. Enough of them out, no clean, then we got you for your greens. Never give you nothing, let them come and talk about you mean. Can't fight my buckle, so me light never dim. One time for that come and me move and ship him. I died, but you know me going out and coming in. And so me now fight back, them checks say them win. Put it in the hands of Jesus. I left the bottom to God. Bring it out of the hands of Satan. Him too wicked and bad. Ash. Put it in the hands of Jesus. I left the bottom to God. Bring it out of the hands of Satan. Him too wicked and bad. Ash. Sometime a boy mission is like a politician in a real life. He don't know what them depend on.
How them man? Tell them to go easy man. Cause I'm little young but no storm. Them no storm. Them no storm. Cause I'm little young but no storm. Them no storm. Them no storm. I talk about a shot of them. Man I go beat and batter them. You know see a play chat of them. Oh little tat of them. Where them a do with man back of them. Man I go beat them down and flatter them. This a your man act again. Number one man attack again. How this whole world a black again. We heading to the top again. I got them what them can't stop again. This a your we getting at again. Tell them say wanna be bad man. Better them follow me and be a bad man. Go start war like a madman. No behind by you is a sad man. Wanna be bad man. Better them follow me and be a god man. Go start war like a madman. Now them they behind bars. Some little young but no storm. Them no storm. Them no storm. A daughter one. Little young but no storm. Them no storm. Them no storm. We tell them to put it down. Badness to know fi put it down. Want to no little daughter, no little son. Listen son, go work and bring the vehicle come. But you a back and grab with the little gun. Go rob a supermarket, Chinese kick you down. Listen son, don't make them trick your son. Put down the sitting with a sign and a listen son. Down in the book away written down, tell them again. Wanna be bad man, better them follow me and be a bad man. Go start war like a madman. No behind bar you is a sad man. Read him up. Wanna be bad man, better them follow me and be a
TM and God alone family. I we say loyalty over loyalty now. Yo Miguel, them for know say I really now. Boy, Na, boy. Well, alright. Me hear them talk every day about loyalty, and they never prove themselves for loyal. Them would have bar with you just for the hype you see. Aren't true, you a touch life, love, girl. Enough of them not straight, and your things them right. And if you minus the things where you up in a life, some would have call you a bait. True man, verbally straight. Stop with the thing, man, verbally great, man, verbally straight. Chatty and me back them things me no rate, man, verbally straight. Strap with the thing, man, verbally great, man, verbally straight. Chatty and me back, oh gosh, well alright. Careful nowadays who you bar with. Some would have want put a cap in your forehead. Stick to my Bible like say you hit me married. In case a fool ever try it on a savage. Chatty mouthful, you no bad man. Come and hype up yourself, boy, where you come from. You never did real one par with the dan. Kick him out of the car from the turbo land cars. Enough of them not straight, and your things them right. And if you minus the things where you have in a life, some would have call you a bait. True man, verbally straight. Strap with the thing, man, verbally great, man, verbally straight. Chat me and me pop them things me no rate, man, verbally straight. Strap with the thing, man, verbally great, man, verbally.
Serious thing, mama, me nah keep silent until them done with the violence. Can't keep silent, too much war and violence. Hey, mama said, show me your company, me tell you who you are. Can't say you innocent when you are murderers apart. See that you sow at the same seed, you are a weak. This year never stick the goat, at this year never stick the sheep. Oh, you feel love your brother, killing them like this. Remember, say God no love ugly, so I find me I go keep. Be careful what you're drinking and what you eat. Be careful what you practice and be careful what you put on. Leave it alone. I want man roast things. I got alone. I put on the guns thing. Leave it alone. I want man roast things. I got alone. I said I'm fair game play twice. Be careful who you sorry for. Them same one kill Christ and take it for a laughter. Sometimes at the mercy I got save you from trigger finger. The man grateful we kill you for a one night dinner. Pretty garden bitter weed stop from envy you brother. Big newly dead they bout a donkey kick Christ through the water. By the fruit to shadow them you think a pineapple. Papa time take water wicked can't prosper. So put on the guns thing. Leave it alone. I want man roast things. I got alone. I put on the guns thing. Leave it alone. I want man roast things. I got alone. Now make them fool you, gotta rule you. Daddy never that when Monday mommy take his school you. Sure. Good parents grow you, good things them show you. Them tell you keep your head up high when them there before you. Now make them get you down. Put on a smile when them want you frown. We stepping on a solid ground. Don't be surprised when the trumpet sound. So put on the guns thing and leave it alone. One man roads things. I got alone.
Why you come on, get alive. Rise from the town and the city and be right. Trust in the Lord to your youth and free your mind. Tell me, are you living in the city, or is the city living in you? Tell me, are you living in the city? Is God the one that helping you through? Tell me, are you living in the city, or is the city living in you? Do you still have mercy and pity, and those that are as fortunate as you? Easy to praise you when you're rising, but who you gonna call when you fall? It's easy to praise him when you're rising, but who you gonna call when you fall?
Bright lights, shine bright. We're still there with you.
And those that are as fortunate as you, get along.
Wifey.
Get along, get along. Right on. Remember, man,
That's one night like legend, beat and Spanish, right? And a glass of more with 6 o'clock, so we gotta play it twice.
Special request to brother Danny.
the Twitter gun, it not gonna make you famous. No, no. To rob the kind of shop that can help you. Peace and soldier will exterminate you. You know, say your mommy and your daddy did the one you. Hey. You've been hurt before, so why you knocking at trouble's door? You never did want to keep. Now you're hurt and your heart to bleed. Talk the Twitter gun, it not gonna make you famous. To rob the kind of shop that can help you. You know, say warn you. No, the bigger hell does them teach you. So free your mind, straighten up yourself, and let John do the rest. Free up your mind and soul. Free your mind, straighten up yourself, let John do the rest. Free up your mind and soul. This youth was a humble youth man. He had big hopes and enough ambition. No, he found himself in the wrong.
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the arms will and avoid gunshot. My brother them said them can't leave them shop, cause every time everywhere things so hot. I lift up mine eyes to thy hills where come my help. Straight rough, hardcore times. Them famine and them feast and them strike at the will to say a prayer for me. Pray for me, pray for me. If you care for me, say a prayer for me. Every time, and you near to me. Oh, yeah.
And I chat to the valley of the shadow of life. Oh, they're not nice, so we have to think wise. Reach the crossroads, you would still have to pick a choice. Time to organize and centralize and realize we have a purpose in our life. War vibes we capsize. Be careful when you stop, cause when you back up in a cops, I wear that GLOs, then you go get your backpack. We can't take when the streets hot.
I lift up my eyes to thy hills where come my help. Straight rough, hardcore times. Them famine and them feast and them strike at the will to say a prayer for me.
Pray for me, pray for me.
If you care for me, say a prayer for me.
Pray for me.
Need Jah near to me. I got my New Testament in my pocket, and from Genesis to Ecclesiastics, I swear, things so drastic out here, man a glorified casket.
They no come, youths no go to church again. I just done them a glorify. What go be the outcome? Guideline to life is the Bible, my son.
Hey, so say a prayer for me.
Pray for me, pray for me.
If you care for me, say a prayer for me. Need Jah near to me.
Never put your foot in another man's shoe. What is for him could never be for you. Who rose to chat, you better know which one we choose. And be careful of what you do.
Youth, stand up. We don't have time for no crime. Rise up and dash 29. None of we covered and no figure no carbine. The youth them a grew up now, so you have to keep them in line.
Say a prayer for me.
Pray for me, pray for me.
If you care for me, say a prayer for me.
Yes. So bright light, this shine bright, and we there upon the thing. Yes, my wife give me a good advice to something, and that something is this: the constant reminder that our life is more valuable than playing amusement. Our lives are more valuable and precious than playing amusement. And it comes back to the words that we use and choose, you know. We all make time for what we feel is important in our lives, but without stressing what is important. We will not excel as a people. We will not. And I don't like being a pessimist. You see? Because the guidance that we get from the church and the guidance that we get from the Bible and the guidance that we get from pastors and reflection, it not help nobody. Check for yourself. And the lives that we've undertook or we have tried to live, there's no law, there's no structure in it that belongs to what is pertaining to what is called scripture. There's none. Because there's no vision, there's no guidance, there's no clarity. It has always been fear seeming. The church minister them, along with the institution, have changed and continued to have changed over the generations, over the decades. What them say or have said was God's word. Now listen carefully. And them come to a point now where they have changed it in such a significant manner that people who want to challenge feels obligated not to say a word. Because this small, minute percentage of people would feel aggrieved because what the media and what the social scientists have proclaimed it to be against. So you have what was said to be God's book or God's law or God's commandments or God's instructions now to be man's wishes and desires. And they will love that to take place in the Quran. And it not happen. Not anytime soon, and it will not happen. Will not happen. That's why we look at Sadiq Khan very carefully, and we see the shadow of Barack Obama in him. Barack in him. You see, Owen tried to support and project certain images. We're not stupid. And that's even the youngest of Muslim children. Not stupid. And that's why it's important for me and us who are saying that we've come out to say that we can read. Very important. The one thing that the powers of democracy have done is to try to remove Sharia from us, because Sharia is a government, so is the law of Islam, it's the rule of thumb of Islam. But we all apply it in our lives, in our homes. But our government is not Sharia. And we will, my son and other people's children in the generations to come, will have an Islamic government. That's a definite. You see? So, transforming us, you will get a small, minute, but you will not change the Quran. And you will not change the love of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you will not change Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to us. No, it's not possible. Not possible. So, if there's a wish that myself personally have, is that our people see that Al-Islam can set you free. It don't require no money from you. It just require you to be dutiful to yourself and your family. Represent yourself with dignity. 1000%. And represent yourself morally 1000%. That is it. And when you can think like that, you know, say, that you will die for that. You will never allow someone or anyone or any power to transform you, change you, and redirect you. Would not be possible. So that's the litmus test. I don't want to hear somebody come tell me, say, I saw one as terrorists and this and that. No. Go to Palestine. Go to Palestine and see what my brothers and sisters them have to endure. And what the children them have to endure. And have endured over 73 years. But why is you doing that? Think of South Africa. Think of South Africa and the apartheid system that our brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers and elders had to endure. And through to international boycott by us, the people, not purchasing their produce, the apartheid system, the Boers, and keep it through reggae music and various other forms to know that apartheid system was abusive, wicked and terrible. You see? And we are standing alone with the mighty power of America over the Palestinians. Jeremy Corbyn is being ostracized because he have friends that are Palestinians. He want the Palestinian people to have freedom and rights up to their land. So they're being called anti-Semitic. Yes. But our situation, we have to put more pride in ourselves. One time we say we was boycotting cricket for South Africa, but our brothers them still run to South Africa and sell their hand and foot for money in South Africa. We're never serious. We're never serious. We keep counting. In Louisiana, there's a prison that's full of black people. Prisons in America full of black people. But this prison here full of what them call political prisoners. The land of the free and the brave. The land that represent human rights and dignity across the world. So they say. So, if plain amusement is going to sort ourselves out, it's not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible. Life teaches us to make good use of time, whilst time teaches us the value of life. There's only so much we can do. Whilst you're able. After that, we've all run our course in this life. So, what we have to do is ask ourselves, really, what is it that we want? And I think that we want good life. But to be a proud people, I don't think we all of us want that. And repatriation, I think there's so much I think today. We're going to run into so much problems. Because if Malika Shabazz was here, there'd be a series of things that I do think and believe he would request those who are hearing to his way to do as a Muslim and as an African man. But he's not here. When we came through the change with W.D. Muhammad, there were changes that we had to adhere to. And those changes were leave the Bible where the Bible is. Love who we are and be contented with what we have. And do not allow anything to seduce us except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, and except Muhammad, the Prophet of Al-Islam alone, except the Kitab Allah alone. Don't try to compare it with the book or any other book. If you solely believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, believe in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have sent. Embrace what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have sent and learn it and apply it in your life. You will never fall short. And that was him. He didn't say follow him. But all he was quoting is what the Prophet ﷺ have said before he left this earth, or before he died. Not the day or the hour or the minute before him dead. When he's saying to us, don't hold fast to him, hold fast to Allah. Whilst I'm with you, I came to teach, to project, to advise, to support, to guide by Allah's command. But in that short space, there were so many things that we should prohibit. And there's so many things that we should not allow to happen to us. Because the Kafiruns will try all sorts to disunite us. And that's man. So we don't see ourselves as more superior to anyone, but that anyone, if they are in agreement with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the Almighty, yeah, we're not in a problem. And even if they don't see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Almighty, we don't have no problem. It's that we have nothing to do with you. How be that? We're not going to follow you and the ways and the things that you do. And we will make it known what we agree with and what we disagree with. Because we are sharing the same space. But there's two ways. We've already chose our one. And that's what people have to understand. That's what people need to understand. So the Western world know that. And they're always trying to undress women so that they can pollute the generation. They're always trying to see if they can weaken the man so they can broke we back. And, yeah, so we're not going to have stable homes. We have destable homes. And all these tests that they do, we're being already told to expect them and how to approach these things. Whether it's 1400 years prior and whether it's today, man is still the same man. With his arrogance and his jealousy. So, we're not in a problem. More than we'd like our families to examine what it is that we're involved with. Al-Islam is life. And the purity of Al-Islam is oxygen. And the sweetness of Al-Islam is water. Because you need oxygen and you need water. Every human being. There's not one of us, or there's not one section or group of us that don't need oxygen and H2O. So that's how I break it down. But W.D. Muhammad is my Imam. He's passed. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive him for any wrongs to which he have committed, because we are human beings. We're mortal, man. But bless him for his encouragement, motivation, and his tolerance, and his insight to look at the children of the slave, to which he was one, and found a way to address our consciousness, our deep reservoir, our soul, so that we too can enjoy life. Because that's what it is that we're searching for. So that's why play and amusement is being used as a bondage for us, because we just stay there. And all we're amusing is another set of people. We're amusing another set of people, because them love us to perform for them. We perform at the highest level of basketball. We perform at the highest level of football. Everything that's in sports and entertainment, we do exercise ourselves to the highest level. And we find it difficult to do that for ourselves. Because we're not being taught that way. Theological education has not taught us that way. It's never taught us to be independent. Again, that's how come our family will love our parents and our grandparents, because them always taught us or projected to us or instruct us or tell us, elaborate on independence. They never talk about the independence of Africa and independence of the Caribbean, and talk about independence of ourselves. You see, 'cause if you can't find it there, how the hell you go find it somewhere else outside of your own circumference? It's got to be within yourself and your family. Yeah. And we love it just like that. So, where I say guidance, God willing, we will reason again. Hey, Danny, you can also use the phone, you know. You can also send your text, because it's a good thing. If you start it, maybe it will go somewhere. Cause the brethren that me had that was running the thing, them gone asleep. They're on a different mission again. So, me don't know. Right? But yourself, no man. Don't bother keep text. Right? If you text, really ask a question and tell me something that I should have do, I shouldn't have done, and them things are good still, you know. But that not just the technology is come up, I don't come up. I don't control that part. So I want to play 2 tunes and I'm gone. Yes. You see like this tune here? A lucky Timmy never gets swelled. Hey, one thing we must say, really, that I realized with a couple of the students them in London, and I have to give credit to what we do, because we play a certain amount of vintage roots music, and I see say that some of the man them take some of those tunes them now and revamp them. Yeah, man. You see, since we are there by ourselves, don't feel a way for turn around and just send we a flag or give thanks, because it's appreciation. You understand? Because for that we know, say when I listen, you have been listening, and some of you think say that why I'm draw them type of tune at this precise time. Them tune for me is like the European man them have them symphony orchestra and Tchaikovsky and all them things. If we don't rate ourselves, who is going to do that? You see? If we don't do that, if we don't rate ourselves, who will do it? You see? And we're not start nothing yet, Trust me, we haven't. You see, all we have done is start swim upon the land. And when we start walk upon sea, you would understand where we're going. You know where we're going, but you start taste the sweetness of it. You see? There's some rhythms that we will play, but it seemed that there are some structures saying copyright infringement and so forth with different peoples. We'll work with that. We'll try to understand these things, and we'll try to work with those promoters, not promoters, but the producers, them, and so on, to see how we can rectify or come to some understanding, because we not profit from this thing, and we not do it for profit. We do it to try and motivate our people to unify, to trust ourselves, to do good for ourselves as a people, and to develop an infrastructure right here in the United Kingdom and across the diaspora. That's how we are trying to propagate. You see? Nothing more. Now, entertainment as a place, but it's not the key to infrastructure. No. It's that's where we seem to reside. And we still, I personally am still knocking on church door. I'm still knocking at the pastor. But with that, you have the Nubian Hebrew, you have the Hebrews, all these different groups of people have merged. And many of them now have come to England. And the uniforms and the different dress wear is attractive to people, and that's how we are. We're seduced. We're easily seduced to so many things, you know. And me not wish them bad. Me just know say them wrong, and how them wrong. The length of time that them take deciphering the Bible and telling people it belong to we and all of these things. If them can only take that same amount of time and go learn Kiswahili or just go to the continent, embrace one country of the continent, understand the culture and come back and teach that the cultured values of those people, what a good thing. Great. But to take this book that them fathers and fathers and fathers and fathers were killed for and nothing happened for it, and then want to say it's ours and it's King James and it's the Nicaean and everybody else and the language, I don't understand. And this is what is also creating a lot of problem, taking away a lot of time. Every time we reach a certain something pops up. So Dr. York is in jail for whatever, for so many years and so ever. And many of his disciples, them still out there, and some of them have gone and create different things. Some of them stay with the New Appian and are waiting the opportunity to come up and push themselves up, and so on and so on. A never-ending cycle. And you have the churchman, them, pedophilia, homosexuality, all kind of thing. Isn't that to show you something? It's the wrong path. And then you find the leaders of the whole thing change the thing to accommodate so many things. When can God thing be changed? Something that belongs to the Almighty, that you cherish. The Europeans are never contented. European Caucasian, they're never contented. They will continue to change. Just like the phone. You have a phone, God damn it, it becomes a thing now, and they make movie and you have a different, and it continues. They're never satisfied. I'm no man that in Libya, they're now harvesting African organs. The whole of United Nations, the whole of the Western nation don't say nothing about what they have done in Libya and what is happening in Libya today. And it's the Africans that's being mistreated, ill-treated, not castrated, ill-treated, and killed. And no organ harvesting. The same way no one is saying anything about Yemen. The Western nations have asked Saudi Arabia to join their club. So them start spilling blood. And they're spilling blood of our brothers and sisters, Muslims, Habashi, black people, Muslims in Yemen. Thousands, if not millions, women, elder men, everybody, and children. And the armory come from the United States, France, England, that they're using. Then welcome the Pope in Mestres El Aram and allow him to go to the Kaaba. But you all said nothing. You all thought he's embraced Islam. You fools. Which embrace? Huh? This is after he allowed the Kenyans and others to kiss him foot. He kissed their feet. What the hell was all that about? I asked that before. So they joined the club and they spilled blood. And they're the custodians of the holy precincts. You all are not talking. And to break the back of the real teachers, there's a skirmish taking place in Sudan. The British never leaves you alone. General Gordon, they're still on it. They split the country, them take the riches, and now they want to break the backbone of Islam in Sudan. But Yemen, they're human beings, they're Muslims, and they're being killed by Saudi Arabia. And yet still we're waiting for Hajj. And I don't hear no scholar saying anything. So you see, when my people now look at Uno, or look at us, and look at this picture here, them say, to hell with it, we are already in hell, and you want we for go join another hell? To hell with that. So it's a no-win situation if you're weighing it up. But them deal with it on a nationality. Them dealing with ethnicity. And that's not what I'm dealing with. Them don't understand that we are Arabs too. So they mean poison already. So when you look at us, the black people, everybody has assaulted us, even ourselves. So we should take all the problems that we've had to God Almighty. That's what I am saying. Take it all to God Almighty and see what God say about it. See what God say we should do about it. See how God say we should live our lives. Knowing that all these things are happening, oh you sons and daughters of Adam and Hawa. Eh? And that's what I've done. That's what I've done. And he said to me, say, Kul hu Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And I'm satisfied. You understand? Simple. Say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. No partners, no associates. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala controls everything. You see? He's a cherisher and the sustainer of everything. Life and death. And he created everything. There's nothing that he hasn't created. And there's nothing that he cannot give or has given life unto. What we understand as life unto. And there's nothing in the creation like unto Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Tuesday, I go right down this theological studies from an Islamic perspective. Not a biblical King James and the Nicaean and Shakespeare and all these other people them that have their share in twisting and writing and rewriting and cloning the language. And they had a right to do that because you take a language, break it down, and take a language that you had and break it down, and then take another language that you had that you didn't have that was Greek and you broke it down and you turn it to Latin and take that and configure it and then bring it into what you then call English. And then you take some syllables that was never there and place. Listen, the whole history of the thing is rather confusing, but yet still black people that is the children of the slave that didn't have nothing of its nature, of its kind, don't know nothing about the origin of those languages and the history of those people, is now coming claiming what belonged to the people that is ours. How hell did you become such a jackass? I mean, all you have to do is sit down in a classroom and ask yourself, how could anyone outside of a European construct accept all of that? And we black people, we do this type of thing. I don't know how is this possible. Is money doing all this? I like the way I just put things in. But I tell you, and the thing that belong to we, not what belong to we, us, our culture, our life. Hey, we don't even invest a second just trying to find out. But yet still we want to break down Greek, Latin, all these things to write it in the same people. You know what I mean? It don't have nothing to do with us. But yet still you have some historians that tell us that Christianity was in Africa. What the hell? You see? Kind of confused people, man. Confused people. I know some my grandparents, them, wherever them there, in the heavens or wherever. You understand? I think that they're proud of me. To say that really and truly, them people, they trick we. Yeah. So I know you're saying, what's the difference and what is good about the Quran on Tuesday? It's a lucky thing we never get swelled. Yeah. I would have to run. I would have to run away. And those of you who research history, you should look and see there's a lot of prominent Africans here in England that were Muslims. Many, not just a couple, a handful, were Muslims and were bought here by rich white men. And when they hear them, I recognize the intelligence that they had. Whatever bonding them had on them, they took it off. If them had chains and shackles and so forth, they took them off and treated them with humility. They were only trapped here. And now, so many documents is being put out in the public place, which is their Quranic scripture that they've written themselves because they were Hafiz, to keep in remembrance and compliance with their life. And then scripts that were written in relation to how they see the people that they've now found themselves among. And you have a chain going right back into the United States of America. You find the same chain in Trinidad. You find the same chain in Jamaica. You find the same chain in Bermuda. You find the chain in Haiti. The chain is throughout the whole Caribbean islands. Right back here. And you all still want to denounce Al-Islam and your ancestries. And no one is saying that there weren't others that were not Muslims. What we're saying is, by saying this, that the best of us were Muslims. And how we want to qualify that? Because that which we had was retained. We're not demoting, denouncing others. But what they have is a practice that the white man keep telling you, that we had verbal knowledge and no written, no literature. That's what he's referring to. But with Islam, we have documentation. And not that we never had these things. The man just did not want his people to acknowledge that we're such a structured people. And it wasn't all of them. So they demonize things and then fictionalize things. But the beauty of my father is that because he was a Muslim, he retained his identity as a Muslim, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and his tribe as a Bantu or Fulani, whatever. You understand? And y'all need to understand that. You only talk about Mansa Musa because you don't understand he's the richest man in the world still, if he was here, and so on. You don't want to acknowledge that Mansa Musa and his family were Muslims. And since you cannot find that anybody grabbed them and put a sword to them head or them neck and tell them to be a Muslim, you don't know what to do. And since they never was taken from there into what you all call Arabia and everything, to say that they were transformed and they were eunuchs and these things, since this is not what you can find and say, when I just leave him and leave all his ancestry. Muhammad Donfudio, or husband Muhammad Donfudio, says you can't do none of that to him and train and pull him down and him family and him daughter Aisha, when I leave that too. And I can go on and on and on. There's so many. So you choose and look for some little derogatory something to say such and such. Damn foolish. Seriously. Principle why me for go straight into Haiti and turn the thing round. But with Haiti, I need a reasoning. With Islam, we can talk this for the next till the cows come home. We can talk this for the next year till the year finish and next year. It's too rich. I can speak for 6 months on one surah. It's too rich. And do justice. Feasibility. And if I'm stuck, get my son. And if I'm stuck, get my wife. And if I'm stuck, get some other sisters. Listen here. And it won't be stuck if I want to enrich it. There's no sticking. So that's not an issue. That's not a problem. What is the problem is that we have some highly educational people out there that decide to grab hold of things that did happen, but don't want to look and open them eye properly and say, watch her. You see, we did a lot of things to ourselves. And all I'm saying is that you try to turn around and make out that there's no God. Because how is it that God makes so many things happen to us? So many things happen to us. You're going with Bible scripture. That's what these United States guys, they must say. These Hebrew guys, they must say. that it was inevitable for us to become slaves, and it was ordained. So this God here, him not like we, and put with you a whole heap of torture. He make another set of subjects, put with you so much misery. Is man that bad, not God? Man is wicked, not God. And it's just that some people, them, which is our children, that left home, as in the continent of Africa, turn around and became bastards and abuse us, and they call racism. And they mistreat us. And they continue to do so. Because when some of them return home, not voluntarily return home, we came across here and take them back. And they become jealous of what they saw. Read for yourselves how they've written about what they saw, how they perceive our families. And they won't leave us alone up to now. So, whether you love, you like, or you... And you know what is beautiful for us? The Quran is translated into English. There's some very good English quotes, Quran, read Quran, available. Why don't nobody try read them? And those who have, they run. Because the Quran is speaking to them. The Quran does speak to us. It tells you what to do and what not to do. And it tells you what you will do and what you can do and what you are attempting to do. It deals with your psychology. It deals with you mentally. So you can't run from yourself. You can't hide. So we who've been there understand that, know why people run from it. Because they detest something that they cannot see telling them what to do and what they are doing. And then to see the penalty if they continue to do such. You see? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is of forgiving, most merciful. But you have to what? Repent. What's the repentance? You know you have done something wrong. The Quran probably show you or you know it yourself. You have to stop it. Not for a day or two, stop it. Don't return to it. And move on. So there's so much do's and there's so many don'ts. It's a beautiful way of life if you but try. Gone. Big you.
The work of the Lord is perfect, and the coming of his judgment is soon. Make haste while you may. Tomorrow is another day.
Child the children following Babylon day by day.
Why would you even fight against him, brother? Babylon, you know, Jaja children. So you got to love them well. Sing Babylon, you know, Jaja children. So you got to love them well. And watch it only time will tell. Babylon, you know, Jaja children. And watch you got to love them well. Same take a vote against him mother. Move ya! Don't come to fight against him brother. Why would take a vote against his mother? Just to go and fight out him brother. It's a trial and tribulation and pure persecution. Trial and tribulation and pure persecution. Babylon knows that children. Why may say you love them well? happiness and joy, a land of peace, total togetherness, and may they be walking together.
Yo, Guidance. We love this tune here. That's what I was trying to say. Arise and shine and give God the glory. The Gladiators. Yeah, gone. Guidance. Danny, love, respect. We love you, man. Every time. You understand? Floyd, we're going to contact him tomorrow. Guidance. What we want to do is get the thing on the international server. That's what we want to do. We want to go up there and have some power in the transmission and get wide. Yeah. No restrictions. Gladiators.